All right, I'm about to say something very unpopular. Are you ready? Did you know that you can be alive and dead at the very same time? That you can be alive, that you can be breathing, that you can have oxygen in your lungs. But as you're walking around, you might also be dead at the exact same time. In fact, there are people all over this world that are alive, that are breathing, but are dead. Paul tells us that today in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 1. He starts here and he says, "As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins." That when we live according to this life, we are dead in our transgressions and sins. And he goes on, "in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath." That we have all been dead at one point in this life. That we all have been deserving of wrath because we lived gratifying the desires of our flesh. If you look around us in the world today, that's exactly what's going on. That we're living according to the world, that we're alive, but we are dead because the transgressions and sins are following us because we're living according to the power of the prince of the air, and we have to stop it. You want to talk about change in our culture today? I'm going to rant a little bit. It's going to be drastic in order to bring the change that we're looking for in our culture because we need to be made alive. We can't do that. As human beings, we need to stop in our efforts trying to figure out how to become alive because every single one of us is either dead now or at some point has been dead. That's a pretty crazy statement. And yet, in the middle of it, there's hope. Paul tells us this, that there is hope. He says this, "But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved." That we are saved, that through Christ, God, who is rich in mercy, has made us alive, that there is hope, that we can be alive, that we don't have to continue living in this dead world as dead men and women walking. But that's what's going on, and we're following the ways of it. True life only comes through Jesus Christ. True life only comes through God's mercy. His grace is what saves us. And so we need more of that. We need God's grace in our lives because whether we realize it or not, without him, we're dead. My hope is that true life will come to our country, true life will come to our nation, that we will awake, that we will be alive, and that only comes through God's mercy through Jesus. So let's be people that share that. And in doing so, we will see true change, and we will be made alive to experience this life the way that we're supposed to. Hopefully you're having a great day. See you tomorrow.